Okay, Site Dilemma. I'm just gonna be playing The Binding of Isaac and talking about a few, Lenzonian ideas that have come to my head. Because there's more and more and more things for me to think about over time. And that's, like, first thing I want to talk about is, wait, I didn't even get the music on. I'm not even gonna play the chime in the first place. You can tell what I'm watching. Wow. I don't care. Essentially, like, life in general. Another good way to reiterate my point in a more comprehensible way is that essentially people have built in the idea of following codes of behavior. Like, here's the thing. There's no such difference. There's not a discernible difference between a man saying, you should clean your room, to, you should go pull grass outside. Besides, I guess, psychological effects, if you really think about it. Because if, let's just say there's, like, this cult of people and they're just like, oh yeah, it is a sign of, like, absolute, like, loss of care of taking care of yourself to have grass in your yard. It's gotta be dirt. That's no different than, oh yeah, if your hair is not nice looking, then you clearly don't take care of yourself. And there's another way to think about this too. Imagine if everybody just decided that you had to have this one, like, okay, wait, you had to be well fed. You have to, if there was a massive stress in society to specifically have the quality of eating specifically what your body's made to eat. Now, this is easily, like, everybody here can even, like, understand, hey, that sounds like something that we would learn. But it's nothing cool. And here's another thing. What if cultures were just like, oh yeah, you should be violent? That's no different than saying that you have to be nice to anybody else. It's the opposite, but it isn't like a, I don't know what this, oh, that's what Monster's Tooth does, but I shouldn't have eaten that pill there, it was dangerous. But essentially, like, culture, it's just like, think about it like this, like Adam Lanza said it the best, it's like a disease. You sort of, it's just like, culture's the DNA, humans are the host, and essentially what we do is we propagate it by following its orders. And if its orders are good enough at getting us to make more people that believe in the same culture, it spreads more. This is it's the dialectical. This is a dialectical view on what culture is. Exactly for what it is. And like, I spent this whole day doing what all the pro moralist like behavioral hustle tards keep saying, like what all these dogmatists say. And it's like, I went outside, I hung out with people in real life, I got stuff done. I didn't just sit inside and play video games all day and be a little bit of incel loner loser. I wasn't doing anything like that, actually. And I can still perfectly say that I want to die, and that death is still absolutely valid. It's because it's the truth. Like, there's always this misconception of, oh, you're wasting everything. You could have had such a good life. But it never matters after you die. It's quite literally just speeding up what you were originally doing. I don't even know, dog. I might just make this a video where I don't even specifically talk about Lenzonianism. I could talk about other things. Like, what I did today is I went to a jazz concert for my region and my state. Oh, shite, boy. Oh yeah, I guess there's another thing. I'm probably gonna forget Fantite soon. I'm dedicating myself to learning another language, like an actual language, Japanese, because it's widely it's a wide language. It's if I continue to live, which I likely will, because I've no resources to die, so I've just decided that betting on death is not a good idea. I'm just going to live my life until I get the opportunity to. And then, that's when I will, do all my, that's when I might die, of course. Although I'm still like, as a humanism, I'm reluctant towards doing that. Like, I don't know, but Good Living Purified Water got new bottles. Like, their bottles are new now. That's all I can say about that. I recognize that since I usually drink Good Living bottled purified water. His face kind of looks like a Titan from Attack on Titan. That's crazy. I wonder if humans could live without skin. That'd be cool. But I guess I will go back to I guess I'll go back to talking about philosophy. There is no good reason to live. I was talking with somebody online who was a hardcore Muslim, and it was painful. He was painfully dogmatist. It's just like, and I realized value is like the end game of human life affirmation is dogmatism. It's just like, oh yeah, there's some intangible force that definitely exists that compels you to live, and if you die, you will be it will suck because you're gonna go somewhere that's way worse than being alive. It's just the end game of human life affirmation, because humans are like, I've come to view humans in a very cynical, almost like absolutely cynical, pessimistic way for their valuistic outlook on life. I don't know what it is. And anti-natalists trying to end the lives of like all of humanity is foolish. Because okay, wait a minute. I hate humans just as much as the next guy, but the truth is, I can die and the rest of humans can live, and I ain't doing anything wrong. In fact, endgame. That's where endgame is. It's over. Unless reincarnation is real and I'm just gonna be born as another human, then it's not in my interest whatsoever for the lives of any other human whatsoever. Of course, when I'm alive, I have to treat other humans nicely, because if I don't have access to death, then it's gonna be absolutely like gargantuan of a detriment for me to just like decide, fuck it, I don't care about anybody else whatsoever. I'm just gonna like kill and rape and sodomize and molest. Yeah, great way to live your life. You're definitely not gonna be way more unhappy alive doing things like that than if you're dead. And that's not me trying to, that's not like I have an evil inside and I'm just trying to like convince myself of the ulterior because I'm afraid of what I might do or something like that, or because I feel bad about thinking about it. I got rid of the part of me that feels bad about thinking certain things all the time, because I realized it's just like, shame, wasted a bomb. But like, I just realized at that point of, that's what keeps people stuck in dogmatism, because they're like, no, I can't not believe in this anymore. I've believed in it my whole life. It's what kept me in that. It's just absolutely foolish. It's fear. It's reluctancy. It's thinking with yourself and not with your I. And yourself is always a lie anyway. I've tried to rid of myself as much as possible. I try to stay as me. And I don't really know. I've tried to get rid of a lot of my cultural influences and decide specifically what aesthetically pleases me, because one thing Adam Lanza did that was dumb was he tried to Yay, coins. He tried to get rid of all of his cultural influences so he can find himself, but there's nothing innately bad about cultural influences. Now, of course, cultural influences like live. There you go, that's a bad one. But cultural influences like cultural creations, some of them are just like not innately bad. Like,
I like cultural influences, like making music, and I like learning languages. Although it may have a negative effect, which is affirming my life through it being pleasurable. It's if I'm going to live, it's not really a deficit or a negative thing for me to do. I mean, I've tried doing like specifically non-life affirming things to get me to die, but it never works because it's too much physical ramifications for me to actually achieve that. I don't know. I've recently seen like more people discover my channel and be like, holy shit, this nigga is so correct. He's so right. This dog knows exactly what he's talking about. And it's like, yeah, I do. Because I'm just looking at things how they are. I've been called reductive, but it's because that, like, we have so many ornaments on the tree of our life that are just, like, not real, that we consider it real. These ornaments of delusions, and I've taken all my ornaments off, and even the star. It's just because I'm viewing life without all its additives, without all its, like, I'm not actually good at being verbose, which sucks. So I usually use like misconstruable words with my fucking language, and it doesn't fucking work half the time. But let me think. I've ridded myself of all cultural delusion, of most cultural delusions. I might think and instinctively with some, but I don't automatically have cultural delusions. Also, if you're wondering, I have muted the gameplay here. I don't really know, dog. Like, it's just a dialectical view of life, and it pisses me off how like people aren't able to choose like death when they get. It's like the United States likes to soy out so much over people doing crimes to the point where if somebody's like given the life sentence, if somebody's given a life sentence, they can't just say, "Oh, just kill me, please." No, they have to go out their way. You're living. Fuck you. Why did I do that? You're living. Fuck you. You're going to feel terrible your whole life. We're going to put you in an institution where you have no freedom to die. That's terrible, because if the United States looks at this correctly, they can even realize that there's nothing even wrong about doing crime in the first place. Like, of course, it would want to enforce that, but if it was just like somewhat reasonable about it, instead of just being a soy jack, like with its gaping mouth, like chugging Soylent over it, it would realize that, hey, god damn it, let's just let them die. God damn it. Maybe if suicide was legal, people would be doing less mass shootings, because when people do things like this, it's just because they still feel an attainment to value. If we educated people about this and let them know, hey, there's no point in doing this because you're just going to be dead and you're not going to care when you die, then maybe at least then people would realize, oh, I'm just not going to do a shooting. I'm just going to die, and that's going to be better for me. But no, we have to not educate it, because then people would die. It's just a fuck ton of bullshit, dog. Because like, the reason we live in the first place is just like because of the fucking, it's because we coerce each other into living. I'll put it right there. I love breakcore a lot. What is this? The random card. Okay. Ooh, 15. But basically like, culture in of itself is just like a fuck ton of It's just okay. Wait a minute. Adelanza described it best with it being like a disease. It's just fucking. Wait a minute. It's just doing something at the same time as explaining this is confusing. I was manic a little bit ago. I have BPD, so I was able to manage it. But right now I've just woken up, so I'm coming up. But yeah, like it's just like it is a disease. It's like a disease through memes. It's a disease through ideas. These ideas of being a good person or doing X because you're supposed to. It's just like do X because I tell you that doing X has some quality that you must have, and I will not like you if you don't have that quality. Like this is what humans do with each other, but humans have evolved to care in the first place about the opinions of others and wanting to fit in, because if we didn't, we just wouldn't abide, and then people would be like, oh, he's not culturally assimilating, he's still biting my finger when I try to scrub him, he's still not like obeying the rule, he's still stealing, how do I fix it? And then they go to the doctor, and then they're just like, your son has so and so disease, so and so mental illness, your son needs to prescribe this medication and turn him into a droid pill. And then it's just that simple. That's what happens. And there ain't much that you can really do about it. That's why I've given up on saving the rest of humanity, because it's not gonna happen. Where the fuck was I going? The ship. Oh, I wanted to go there and use my bomb, maybe. Oh, you know what? I want a bomb, so I'm gonna use that. Oh, hey, useful. That was a waste of my time, actually. I wish I had a Zazel. I like the Binding of Isaac a lot. I play the Binding of Isaac usually, and Tower of Hell and Roblox. My stomach hurts because I haven't eaten in a while. But Adam Lanza said that it was a statement of powerful will to not eat. So I should do that. No, shut up. Just because Adam Lanza willed it doesn't, like, thought it, doesn't mean it's good. In fact, he did the most irrational thing when he died. I don't even know why I talk about this. There's nothing good, no good reason. I mean, I guess it's, I can take the innate human pleasure in other humans being like, dude, oh my god, you're actually so correct. But, like, it is a pointless pleasure. Alright, I think that's all I really have to say. Oh, this is the one where it goes somewhere else. I guess I'll remember that the 5 is that. Oh well.